they always wanted and liked, but it was provided by central government. And now the money flows through the region to the city. They get a certain budget, and then they can purchase transport as they want it. That's why the cities united to such transportation associations, having their own tariff system and agreeing whether they want buses, trams, or trains to continue on certain services. And that was the organizational approach. For the technical approach, as I mentioned, this integration, it was very much left to this operating chief in the operating manager in Karlsruhe, who took advantage of the technology available and trying to push politicians and railway engineers to admit tramways to go there. So that's why we have the technology used and we are running. But in the Brazilian context, how to do it, I couldn't tell you. I could, for instance, imagine that Metro Sao Paulo, Metro Rio would study whether there is a possibility to extend some of their services by utilizing other additional train equipment and check physically whether there is a possibility to link downtown tunnels to suburban railways, o sea, CPTM, o sea, Supervia. I'm not in a position to check this here. I only wanted to trigger this idea, and that was the case in Karlsruhe and in Hamburg. They came from downtown and looked, having the new technology in hand, and they went out and said, we could save money if we switch to the existing railway facilities. For instance, in Germany, most of the railway lines are electrified. In Brazil, certainly not to that extent. So it is, of course, a lot of investment which needs to be made to upgrade the existing railway lines, but it will be by all means more convenient and cheaper to your customers. So, but I think it's up to maybe the metro operators, because they have the tunnels in downtown. And for them to look after possibility, buying additional fleet, which is dual voltage and dual signaling equipment, of course, and certified for railway operation, and then go out and provide seamless transport. I mean, I have been in the station of Central in Rio de Janeiro. If you switch from Supervia to the metro, you have a long distance to walk. If there would be possibility, because I think to the outside, the two tracks run in parallel. Why not join them and have dual voltage trains operating there? I mean, it needs to be studied. I cannot tell you, but I think such creative ideas, and then see the technical feasibility, and maybe then push the politicians.
Thank you. And my recommendation is simple. People in Brazil should understand more about the role of transportation system. Many people, as people in this room knows, many people in Brazil are still depending on private vehicles, and they often use buses, omnibus, more than railway or subway. But I think that railway system is not old-fashioned transportation mode. It's not old-fashioned. It has a lot of role in the future to develop the city in Brazil. So my recommendation is to educate people about the transportation. Educate politicians. That is important too.
Thank you. Bom, pessoal, temos que encerrar. Eu agradeço a participação de todos. Nós temos aqui que fazer um sorteio de um livro. Peço que todos fiquem mais alguns minutinhos, por favor. Eu quero entregar aqui. A gift for you. Thank you, sir. A nossa gift for you. Muito obrigado. E agora vamos sortear esse livro, Ferrovia e Fotografia. Olha, é bonito esse livro. Espetacular. Bom, tem aqui vários nomes. Just take one. Ok, thank you. Natália Pereira. Está aí?
Senhoras e senhores, em nome da EAMESP, eu quero agradecer a participação dos nossos convidados, agradecer a participação das senhoras e dos senhores neste primeiro dia da 22ª de Tecnologia Metroferroviária. Amanhã iniciaremos nossa programação às 9 horas da manhã. Uma boa noite a todos, muito obrigado.